Thanks, John. That really sucks. Now I gotta go back through and talk about all this again. Appreciate it though. Thanks, John. That really sucks. Now I gotta go back through and talk about all this again. I really need to start paying attention to that mute button. That's the second time I've done that in 3 days. Alright, so let's start this over. So, first turn, I go straight over to the Cubs. I'm just happy you popped in and said something. That would have really sucked. First turn, you go straight over to the Cubs. You don't have to beat them, but you are going to have the opportunity to play them on Hall of Fame. I played them. I actually choked the game away in the third inning. I was up, gave up 2 runs for a walk-off, lost the game. So at the end of the first turn, then we went to the Steel Fans stage. I played the Steel Fans. You could probably do it on all of them on All-Star. I'd recommend doing them on Hall of Fame if you can. But if not, you should be able to complete it in 7 turns doing All-Star. So I stole fans from the White Sox on Hall of Fame. Got the 4 million. Was able to play the Cubs again. I did have to play them on Hall of Fame again. I might have been able to play them on All-Star. I don't remember, but I believe it was Hall of Fame. So then I beat the Cubs on turn 2. You're going to have to play 1 game to get out of the Cubs stronghold. Go straight over to Kansas City. You're going to have to play 1 game to get into Kansas City stronghold. You should be able to play them. You're probably going to have to play them on Hall of Fame to beat them in 2 turns. If you can do that, it's really important that you do that. Just to get those 2 out of the way. If you're unable to, you should be able to survive and still get it done within 7 turns. So after that, I beat them. Then I had to play 1 game to get out of there. And you should be able to play all your games in the hexagons that aren't the strongholds on veteran to rookie. I don't believe I had to play any of them on All-Star or above. It was veteran or rookie. So then I just stole a couple hexagons down here. Got to about right here, and the next turn came up. Stole fans. This time I stole fans from Houston on All-Star. You get 3 million of them. At the time, they only had 5 million fans and their stronghold. So I pretty much took away all their fans. But from there, then you go to the reinforcement stage. And this is where I found out there was actually another route to go to, which we'll talk about that route after this one. But I wanted to test it out. So when I got reinforced, I actually reinforced my original stronghold. And then I moved all my fans there. And then we went straight over. I was actually able to avoid playing anybody. It got to about right here on turn 3. Then I went and stole fans on All-Star against San Francisco this time. So then we reinforced everybody up until about this hexagon. Then I was able to skip over to about right here. And this is where I had to start kind of playing games against the A's. I was able to play all the games against the A's on rookie. And I just V-lined it over here all the way to the Giants. You're able to play the Giants at this time. You'll most likely have to play them on Hall of Fame. If you can't beat them on Hall of Fame, it's only going to take you 1 more turn and you should be all right. But I was able to beat them on Hall of Fame. So then the next time it came up, stole the fans again, stole them on All-Star. And then I moved everybody I had. Obviously, you have to move them to your hexagon home base first. So I moved them all here. And then I moved them all down to about right here where I left off on Houston. And right now we're going into turn 5. So then I went down, and you're going to have to play all these games in here, and you're going to have a mixture between Houston, the Rangers, and the Astros. I stayed as close as I could to Texas, just playing the Rangers on rookie. I didn't want to mess with the Cardinals or Houston, even though it was going to be on rookie. I just figured, you know, Texas was going to be the easiest team. So then I got down to about right here. I didn't, for some reason, I remember why. I had a break in my chain, so I wasn't able to move all my fans over. But I got down to about right here in turn 5. Went and stole fans. Stole them from the Marlins on All-Star. I also went through, and because I had a break in my chain between San Francisco and my home thing, and I had 12 million fans sitting here I couldn't do anything with. So I went and I just simulated, completed my chain back again, and then went and just stole a bunch of hexagons that were empty so I could get more fans to build up. So I got down here to Houston on turn 6. I had about 15 to 16 million fans. The Astros only had 2 million because I stole 3 million earlier on All-Star. And so then I was able to play this game on Veteran. Won the game. It was over. It's pretty simple. So you could do that route. I wouldn't suggest doing that route. I was just kind of messing around trying to figure out the different routes. The route that's probably going to be, there's 2 routes that are going to be easier than that. If you just start from the beginning and just basically make a V line, you know, this hexagon, still all these empty hexagons until you get to your second turn, or until you run out. Hey, thanks, Bo. Until you run out. At this point, I would steal fans from San Francisco. Again, you can do it on All-Star. I would suggest, if you can do it, though, to do it on Hall of Fame or Legend, because San Francisco usually has a good number of fans. So you want to really beat them down. So when you're playing, you know, when you're playing for keeps, you can hopefully play on the lower levels. So then again, after you steal the fans, just load them up here on this hexagon again and keep feline your way over. Once you get to about this area, you're going to have to start playing games against Seattle or the A's. I prefer to play the A's because you can just keep feline it over. But I prefer to play the A's, so I usually just drop down 1 row, keep it close to the A's. You're probably only going to get to about this area, I'm guessing. You might be able to make it to the Giants all the way and have a chance to play them on Hall of Fame, but I'm guessing you're going to end up somewhere in this area. One thing I would say is if you're like right here and you're not going to have enough to get to San Francisco, take a shot to see if you can beat the A's home. Just because, like I said, when I played it the first time, after I beat San Francisco, the A's came back and took these 2 spots for me. So I ended up having 12 million people over here on turn 4 that I couldn't do anything with because I couldn't move them. But at this time, you're going to get another, you know, still fans option. Again, go for it in San Francisco on All-Star to beat them down so they're lower in fans. Again, stack them all up on this hexagon and then just make your way over. You should be able to do that in 3 turns. So then after that's complete, you're going to go back and you're going to get another still fans option. This time I would steal the fans on All-Star and I would do it from the Cubs. Your choice, Cubs or the Astros. I would go with the Cubs because that's the next place you're going to go. So come turn 4, you're going to place everybody you have in this hexagon. Now this is the downside by going over to San Francisco first. You're most likely going to have to play all these hexagons in games. They should be on rookie against either the Cubs, Twins, or the Royals. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate you joining the stream. So you're going to have to play all these games right in here. You should be able to make it to the Cubs in one turn, so this would be your turn 4. And depending on how many fans, you might be able to play the Cubs on All-Star. Veterans, you might get Veteran. I don't think you'll get Veteran, but All-Star you should be able to play them on. By going this route, you really, if you're doing this on All-Star and you're not able to beat them on Hall of Fame, it's really important that you get the Cubs and down to Kansas City, I would say no later than turn 4. So then you're just going to go back again and you're going to steal fans. Again, I would do it this time from the Astros, or you can do it from the Royals. Steal the fans. You should actually steal them from the Royals, so you could do it on All-Star. Again, you want to steal the fans because now you're going to get your reinforcements. You're going to get the fans you stole, and you're just going to pile them up on this hexagon. And the Royals start out with 7 million. So if you steal 3 million from them, they're going to have 4. Hopefully you could get about 15, 16 million. And then you're going to be able to play Kansas City most likely on Veteran. Again, you probably should be no higher than All-Star, but you might be able to play them on Veteran. And then you're going to V-line it straight down. You're going to, again, have to play all these hexagons. But you should be able to play them on Rookie against Kansas City. And then right about here, you're going to run into Texas. I would suggest sticking close to Texas so you don't have to mess with the Cardinals or the Astros until you have to play the Astros. And to just kind of, come down right next to the Texas stronghold. Right there. Come right back down next to the Texas stronghold, and then over. At this time, you're probably going to be able to play the Astros on Hall of Fame. Give it a shot, see if you can do it. If not, come turn 5 and 6, you're going to be able to steal fans. Steal fans from the Astros. And then you're just going to pile them up, all your reinforcements and your stolen fans. You're just going to pile them all up right outside the Astros. And we don't care what you're doing. Sorry, I had to do something real quick. You're going to pile all your guys up right outside the Astros. And you're going to be able to play the Astros most likely on Veteran. All-Star at the highest. And bam, you're done with that route. Now this route is the route I was going to take until I decided to check out the other route, and I actually started this route. So I just V-lined over to the Cubs, played the Cubs on Hall of Fame on turn 1, choked the game away like I said earlier, lost it in the 3rd, but then I went to the still fans stage, stole them from the White Sox, put all 4 of them there plus the 2 or 3 you get from the hexagons, played the Cubs again. I got to play them on All-Star because we both had about 6 to 7 million. Played them on All-Star, beat them. This is on turn 2. I beat them on turn 2. Then I played the one game to get out of the stronghold of the Cubs. This one was empty, so I just got to skip it. And then I had to play this one to get into Kansas City. I played Kansas City on Hall of Fame. They're not that good of a team, so you should be able to, as long as you're patient and swing it, make sure you're swinging at just strikes. Not pitcher pitches, like legit catching too much of the plate strikes. You should be able to beat Kansas City on Hall of Fame, potentially on All-Star, if you're lucky enough to have enough fans. And you should have both the Cubs and Kansas City done by turn 2. If you're unable to get Kansas City done by turn 2, then I would suggest you, when you come to your still fan stage, you steal the fans from Kansas City, take it down to 4 million.